Today's topic is how to make beaded necklaces. In order to make beaded necklaces, there's a few basic supplies that you're going to need. There's a few basic tools you'll want to make a beaded necklace. Thread snippers, which can clip the thread really close to the knot. Tweezers to pick up very small beads. Pliers, which are good for opening and closing jump rings, and you'll find a whole bunch of other uses for them as well. Nail polish or jewelry glue. I prefer nail polish because it's so easy to clean up if you make a mistake. Bead crimpers if you're going to work with wire and use crimp beads. And a bead reamer, which can open up the holes in beads where the hole's been made too small. And finally, bead grabbers. Bead grabbers are great if you're working with very tiny beads or your hands aren't so nimble. You just push the plunger, put the little wires around the bead, and it picks the bead right up for you. The supplies you'll need to make a beaded necklace are fairly simple. You'll need beads, of course, any kind you like. You'll need some beading thread with a needle, and you'll also need a clasp. To start your beaded necklace, tie your thread onto one end of the clasp. You can just use a regular simple knot. And once you've got that knot tightened down, just take a little dab of fingernail polish and dab it right onto that knot to help secure the knot. Go ahead and thread your beads onto the necklace in whatever order you've decided that they should go on. You can adjust for length as you're going. Just remember to keep your pattern, don't lose your pattern. So imagine you've got all your beads strung onto your necklace. You've got them so there's no gaps, no thread showing between the beads. Your next step is going to be to tie the knot. And you want to make sure this knot is nice and secure against the bead and the clasp, or else you're going to have gaps. So leaving a little extra space to work with, go ahead and run your needle under. Make yourself just a regular standard knot. Pull your thread around and through. But don't pull your knot tight. You want to leave a little loop and a little space to work with, because as you can see, if I pull this tight, I'm going to have a gap. Now you can take either a bent needle, like a corsage pin, or you can use one of these very handy knot makers. Now I don't use it the way they teach you in the classes. They have entire classes on how to use these. What I do is take the bent piece, put it up against that last bead, right in the middle of my knot. See, I've caught the thread there. I've got it tight against the bead, and then I start pulling on the opposite end of the thread. Keeping that nice and tight, pull it until your bead and your clasp are right up against each other, and then slowly work your knot maker out until you've got a nice tight knot there. Your final step, just put a small dab of fingernail polish or jewelry glue on that knot to hold it secure. Take your thread snippers, snip right up against that knot so you don't have any thread hanging out. And then you've finished off your necklace. And that's how to make a beaded necklace.